Greetings, greetings, greetings to all the wee kids and wee teens in our wee family. This is your chief with the third episode. So you're watching this on the last Monday of every month. I hope, parents, that you approve of my messaging and you have let your kids watch it. And for the teens and the older ones, you can watch it on your own. It's on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube eventually. And this time, I want to talk to you about something very different. Uncle Cheese, Uncle Pathman, all right, is not young. I look young, but I'm not that young. So I've lived a long life, all right, not long enough, but long. And I sometimes remember parts of my childhood that has impacted me as an adult. So I want you kids and teens to understand this. Right now, you're living the best life you ever have. Zero responsibility. Mom and dad does everything for you. All right, you guys got better phones than your parents. All right, you got Wi-Fi all the whole day. And I know when mom switches off the light, you're still on Insta or playing games. Stop doing that and sleep, okay? And your childhood is fun. And most of us, all right, had a beautiful childhood. And some people are less fortunate around the world who may not have a beautiful childhood. And you need to understand this. As kids and teens, I think one thing, I don't know whether you're too young, but I think you should understand this, that you should be grateful for the life you have. Be grateful. No matter what house you have, whether you have the best PS, PlayStation or Xbox, doesn't matter. All right? Whether you have iPad or not, doesn't. Just be grateful for what you have, because there's always people less fortunate than you. All right? I know it doesn't make sense and you still complain about stuff, but stop complaining and be grateful. Your parents work very hard to give you the life you have. But on another note, I realized that as I was growing up, I had fears. You know what fear is? Things you're afraid of. I was very afraid of public speaking. To speak in public. I know you don't believe it now, but I was. All right? But Uncle Vijay and Uncle Japa helped me get over my fear. Now I can speak to millions of people anywhere in the world. All right? But I had that fear. And I had many fears as a teenager going into my 20s. And I never understood where that fear came from. But as I grew older and became wiser, I realized that most fears that adults have started when they were kids and teens without realizing it. Alright? So I want you to understand this, that how you live your life today as a kid and a teen has a lot of impact of when you're an adult. It will decide your success as an adult. It will decide your love life, your marriage, your parenthood, your business as an adult. It has tremendous impact. All right? And fear sometimes doesn't show itself until much later. I didn't know I was afraid of public speaking until I went on stage. And suddenly my legs were shaking. I said, oh my God, what's wrong with me? But then I realized that it started when I was younger. Because when Uncle Pathman was growing up, or Uncle Cheese was growing up, when we used to speak in the presence of adults, all our parents, and parents, you are guilty of this, they used to say, shh, don't talk, keep quiet, all right, don't talk, don't be noisy, shoo, shoo, shoo. I never do it with my kids. My kids can be screaming in the middle of my Insta live. I never tell them to shut up. Now, some people disagree with me, but I really don't care about your opinions, don't worry about it, all right, because I believe the minute you tell kids, shh, don't talk, when adults are talking, don't talk, be silent, you are actually creating subconsciously a fear. So guys, speak. Alright? Scream, shout, dance, laugh. Alright? And parents, don't ever tell your kids to shut up. Even in the presence of the Prime Minister, I'll tell my kids, I'm sorry, Your Excellency, these are my kids. They want to participate in our discussion about the future of making QNet the greatest company in your country. All right, but let them be who they are. We'll talk. You understand or not? And one thing I realized, that the mistake I made growing up as a kid and teen, I had feelings, and you have feelings. You feel sad sometimes. All right? And it's okay. You feel depressed sometimes. And it's okay. Sometimes things don't go your way. Results are not good in exams. You have conflict with your friends. Maybe you are, out of that cool group. There's no cool group. The only cool group is anyone who knows Uncle Pathman, okay? All right? But I want you not to keep it to yourself. And I think one of the best ways to not create fear as you grow up, and listen carefully, is to speak about it. Alright? And never be afraid of saying anything you feel to anyone. Alright? Especially mom, dad. If they're too busy to listen, you have an older brother, older sister, too busy, you have a nanny, alright? You have a school teacher you like or you feel comfortable with. Express yourself. Because the biggest mistake you can do as a child, as a teen or kid, is feel something and be forced to push it down. Because when you push it down, because you're afraid to tell your parents, afraid to tell your friends, people you trust, don't go and tell a complete stranger, okay? Stranger danger still applies, all right? Find somebody you're comfortable to talk to. Somebody you trust, somebody you can rely on, and talk to them. Because the more you suppress your feelings, it's going to come out when you're 25 years old. And you're going to be confused why you can't fall in love, or why you don't trust people. All right, and all that kind of bull sugar, and why you can't speak on a public platform. So whatever you feel, fear, disappointment, all right, even anger, all right, express it. Talk to somebody, all right. Talk to your friends if you're more comfortable with it, and never be afraid of what people will think of you. Do you understand? Say what you have to say. Don't let the world control who you become and how you live. All right, I always say this to your mom and dad. Stop listening to the world, and one day the world will listen to you. And that's so true. So I'm telling you the same thing. Stop listening to the world, kids and teens, and one day you will rule this world. All right, you are rock stars. So remember, whatever you're feeling, disappointment, fear, something hurt you, somebody hurt you, all right, don't push it down. Talk about it. All right, and you can't get mom and dad's attention, pull them aside and say, Papa, I want to talk to you. Mom, I want to talk to you. Please, I want to talk to you. Can you sit down and listen to me? All right? And say what you have to say. Because whatever you experience as a kid and teen that you don't resolve or you don't express will become a fear or a stumbling block or something that's holding you back as an adult to reach your limitless potential. And Uncle Pathman talks to all mom and dads. And when I talk to them and try to help them to break through and become a max out king or queen so you have a great life, all right, I realized that their problems didn't start when they started QNet or 5 years ago. That their challenges started when they were kids and teens. All right, so fear comes from experience. And experience needs to be shared and resolved with an adult or somebody you trust and love. Are you guys with me? So don't let your experiences be negative as a kid and teen. Whatever good or bad happened, experience it. Talk about it. Get over it. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of public opinion. Don't be ashamed of what people think about you. Remember I told you in my first video, you are the greatest miracle, all right, in the world. And you are meant to be who you are. Be proud of it. Okay? And fear is okay. But as you're an adult, it can stop you from maxing out. So resolve it as a kid and teen. So you become my youngest max out kings and queens. And that's my message to you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I love Rose and Bruno Mars in Apache, Apache. Please, please, please play it every day. That's my jam. All right? I love you, my V-Kids, V-Teens. See you next month. V-Kids, of all the videos that I have made in 26 years, I think the best idea I came up with was to make videos for the most amazing people in the V-Kids, V-Teens. From Uncle Cheese, Uncle Chief, Uncle Pathman. I love doing this.